Oh, I just chugged a little rain energy drink. How are you guys today? Howdy, howdy, howdy. So today is Chest and Try, and you guys haven't seen me for a while. Approximately about 5-6 days since I've lifted. And you're thinking, oh, whoa. I thought you always talked about discipline and, being a discipline and grinding and stuff, how that's better for you. It is. But I have an excuse, a very valid excuse. I sprained my ankle horribly, and today's the second day where I'm able to walk, like limp. So, I just haven't lifted in, probably about, I don't know, like I said, 5 or 6 days. It was Wednesday night it happened. Today is Tuesday. So 6 days. And it kind of sucked. I wasn't able to get up and do my own stuff, so I was eating less of my meal prep and door dashing a bit more because I just wanted hot food. I didn't want to stand or ask my fiance, hey, can you go get this food for me and stuff. It was just so annoying. But I'm off my crutches. The hospital, the ER place didn't even give me any crutches. They sent me home without nothing. So I had to go get crutches myself. My dad did, so. But we're back into it. I got work later on today, but no door dashing too, so. Just one job today, and I'm gonna be doing that probably for a couple weeks, maybe just this week. But driving feels okay. It's just I don't want to be walking too much, so I'm gonna be asking my work, hey, I can't really work. I'm basically crippled right now, so I can't be doing no heavy lifting or nothing, But rain's so good. But so today I'm gonna get back into it, and honestly, I might be stronger. Taking a week off. So that might be a good thing. All things happen for a reason. That's what I go off of in life. They teach you something, you bounce back from something, or you can get up from something. And obviously, I'm going to get up from something, which is being at the lowest point. Physically wise, I haven't in a while, Like, I've never done anything in my legs relative to that. And it sucks. So take care of yourself. Don't do stupid stuff like I did. I was playing football after work when I should have been working. I shouldn't have been working. I got done off my UPS shift, and one of my coworkers, I had a basketball out. I was trying to just dribble it around them and stuff, doing whatever. And then he gets a football out, and I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. We played for so long, like probably, it wasn't super long, but it was probably 30 minutes, and then got to a certain point, I had to be the one who broke my ankle. So, that is what that is. But we are just gonna, say, okay, what did I learn from this? I learned that rest is important, right? And I got time to spend with my family on Memorial Day and all that type of stuff. So I'm not gonna come here and say it was the worst time of my life, because it wasn't. I got time to relax, play a little bit of video games, play a little bit of chess, It was awesome. It was really fun. But it also did suck. I'm not going to tell you, oh, it was the greatest thing ever. If you're learning from stuff or you're gaining something from a bad situation, you still have that bad aspect of it. And then you can go back and be like, okay, let's not do that again. So I've played football twice in my life. I've told this story to people. The last previous times, I broke all my fingers in this side, my right hand, and I'm a righty, so I couldn't write for a month, but they went all the way back, and it fucked my fingers up, so I had to wear a cast for a month, and then I sprained, basically almost broke my ankle playing football. So no more football for me from now on. I'm serious about that. I'm not ever playing football again. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not playing football. I'll play basketball, I'll play soccer, I'll play baseball, which I don't ever play baseball either. I'll play tennis, I'll play anything else. But I'm never playing football again. I'm never playing football. There's a reason why I've only ever played football twice or 3 times in my life. So I'm going to keep it with that. But that's just the danger of sports, And just how quick things can turn. Because one day, you're doing stuff like jumping, running, whatever not. and then the next second you're on the ground in pain, and then you can't walk for another 3 or 4 days. It's just crazy how life just changes like that. Like, we don't often think about how lucky we are to just be able to walk, just be able to do things like that. We don't think about that a whole lot. But when it happens to you and you get taken away those privileges of being able to walk or eat on your own, or you really need to be more appreciative of the times where you're healthy. And I don't even mean just physically, like mentally. If you're mentally feeling bad, that really sucks, But, it's just with all things in life, it's just you're just gonna have to go through things, right? And my thing to that day was almost breaking my ankle and learning you need to slow down a bit, because for a while, what I was doing is, you guys obviously know I've been, taking care of my back and everything, rehabbing, and honestly, my back has felt really good recently. Knock on wood, obviously, you got to do that, but maybe I just needed a 4 or 5 day break of no lifting and to really get my back in check. Because also with lifting, I was working at UPS lifting, and then outside of that, I was also playing basketball or kickboxing, that type of thing. So I was just doing a bunch of twisting and everything. So I learned my lesson, and I'm going to be more careful from now on. But with that said, I will see you guys in the gym. All right, so the first exercise of the day is going to be a chest pushing movement, and it's going to be a machine flat press. So this is basically like a bench press, but I just think it's more secure on your shoulders, so more stabilized, whatnot. But make sure you're driving up, making sure you're squeezing your chest all the way through and getting a deep stretch at the bottom. So that's why an arch is important, not only because you're less likely to get risky on your shoulders mobility and whatnot, but also I just think you're able to get a deeper stretch. So train to failure and train with heavy high reps this set, and we're going to be doing 2 sets of this. All right, and as you can see, the cables are pretty low, so this is going to be focusing on upper chest. Make sure when you're doing this, you're not going just straight up. You're kind of scooping the weight up, but try to keep your elbows and touch them together rather than just your hands. That's the best way you get the most chest activation on any type of fly. But train to failure, we're going to be doing 2 sets, and then at the end, we're going to be doing like a push movement you'll see at the end. So train light, but heavy enough where you get a good feeling to squeeze. I actually only did 1 set of that, but now we're going to be doing triceps, and we're going to be doing 2 sets of this, and we're going to be focusing on the lateral head, which is that outside part of your tricep, making sure we're keeping our arms intact and close to our shoulders. Maybe, honestly, just squeeze your elbow right into your side. That's the best way you get the most out of this exercise, but make sure we're holding at the top for just a second, and make sure you're really squeezed on the way down. Don't fully lock out, or don't lock out too hard, or you'll get elbow issues. All right, and now we have one set of this rope push down. But this is just a great exercise overall. And Urs Kalazinski, I think that's his last name. I got taught this from him, not personally, but from a YouTube video. But just make sure you're keeping your elbow and your arm back, like you're kind of doing like a row formation. But right here, we just moved up the weight because it was a little too easy after 3 reps. But make sure you're keeping your arm back, like I said, almost like a row. And just keep your posture straight up. Make sure you're trying to look just kind of up a little bit. Don't keep your chin tucked or anything. I'm kind of doing what I'm telling you not to do, but just make sure you're training hard and heavy, and then we're going to kind of just go forward a little bit, and kind of, right here, as you can see, we're going forward, and then we're going to bang it out. Just keep banging it out. Just keep banging it out till failure. And now we're going to be focusing on side delts for our last exercise choice of the day. We're going to be doing 2 sets, and make sure when you're doing these, you have your arms just way out, and you can have your arm, not your arm, but your hand kind of internally tucked, if that makes sense. And the farther you have, like almost like a reverse grip to like a hammer curl grip, it makes it easier when you're in that hammer curl formation, like right there. That makes it a little bit easier. But bang out some partials at the end and train to failure. Yeah, what's going on? We're done from the gym. And overall, first day back in the gym after 6 days, pretty good. Now, I will say, felt a little weaker than usual. Just felt like I have to get back in the routine, because I'll be honest, like I said, I wasn't really able to get up and, kind of warm up my food by myself a whole lot. I could have, but it was a drag. Like, I would have to go upstairs with my crutches, and I couldn't put any pressure barely on my foot to begin with. So it was hard. And in the last couple of days, I've been getting back in my macros, but my thing was I wasn't barely able to eat like my meal prep stuff. So like, get that first initial kind of like starting part of this whole, thing with, getting better and whatnot this week. It was just frustrating, because when you can't move on your own, it sucks. It really tears you. It's like, man, you want to do these things, but you can't fully. You can't, do certain things. So it just agitates you. If you've ever had a broken foot, or, a sprained ankle, or anything that prohibits you from doing something to your full capacity, it sucks, right? Like, your arm, if you break your arms, it's like, that sucks a lot, because then it's hard to wipe your butt and stuff. But if you break your leg, it's like, well, then you can't walk. So, both suck a lot. But overall today, it was a good lift. I can't complain about anything. It was it was just a good time. I did what I had to do, and we got in, we got out. 4 sets of chest, 4 sets of triceps. I did 2 sets of shoulders, and I did 3 sets of abs at the end, which I didn't record because, just didn't want to. But, if you guys do want me to record abs and stuff like that I don't really record much, tell me in the comments, because I just genuinely don't know if that's stuff that you guys want to see or not, because you guys don't let me know. So I just need to know if you guys want to see more stuff like that, like more abs and stuff like that. But, this just shows you can get an all-machine workout done, right? Like, you don't need dumbbells, you don't need free weights, and you're going to be able to hit the muscle group, right? Like, there's certain things that feel better on machines compared to free weights, or free weights compared to machines. Like, if for my chest, my upper chest, I would have loved to hit incline bench. But my thing today, and probably the next few workouts, is I'm not going to be carrying dumbbells or no dumbbells or no plates or anything. Like, if I had somebody there to be a plate loader for me, I would have done incline bench. But I'm not going to take the risk of walking with a 45-pound plate, maybe dropping it, or just, I have to step. So maybe stepping on my foot wrong and then re-injuring myself and then restarting the progress all over again, or making it worse than it was. So, but yeah, man, I mean, so like I said, I just proved the point of you don't need the most crazy machines or the most crazy exercises to get a workout done. You could just do basic machine work, right? That's all you need. You don't even need any free weight machine ones. Like, you don't need to have plate loaded machines either, right? Like, you might not, like, if you're going through what I'm going through, where you can't really walk well, so you don't want to lift stuff like plates and stuff, whatnot, and you see machines that you don't really ever use because you think they look bad, try them out then. Like a chest supported row at a gym that you barely try because it doesn't look that good. Then you try it and you love it. And then you're like, wow, well, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. There's been this machine the whole time and I haven't been using it. Why? And then you start using it, right? It's a great thing because the gym is just such a safe space for creativity and, all that, right? Like, you can do exercises that don't look the most efficient, but are the greatest things of all time, right? Like, I see stuff on Instagram that I see that I want to try and then I don't try because I forget about it, or I just don't want to try it really. But they're like wacky exercises for your forearms or something, or your triceps or whatever not. But overall, we're done with the gym now. And I'm going to edit this video, post it today. Today's Tuesday, so you guys will see have a workout. I'll probably work out. I'm going to work out a little bit more this week. Just kind of do like I need extra time to rest. So I'll probably do the same, overall intensity. Not intensity. I'm just not going to be able to do legs this week. I'm not going to do legs this week, or I might do a little bit of something next week. Like, I might add it into my upper day or something, like a back day or something. I might do like a leg extension next week and then go to like a hamstring curl the next day or something. Just a little something to make sure I can hit my legs still, unless it hurts, right? That's one thing I'm gonna make sure is, because the doctor told me whenever he got my stuff checked, he just like, it's sprained, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him about lifting for leg day because I really wanted to know about that. He was just like, just do what you can do. I mean, obviously you know what you're going to be able to do. Just make sure it's stable and you're not going to put too much pressure on that ankle. That's it. Make sure you know what you can do. So if I feel any sort of pain with doing exercises, not doing them. So if next week, leg extensions, even if I do a warm up and I'm like, okay, this isn't feeling good right now, let's just wait till next week, then that's what we're gonna do. Don't rush anything with injuries. Just, especially if something's like a sprain or a tear or broken, do not rush that. Now, if it's something like with my back, I don't really know what, it's like an irritation kind of, it was a sciatic nerve thing at first, so you can stretch that out, and you can take that a little farther and a little easier. Like, you can do RDLs and progress a little of that in a quicker manner. Let something broken or a tear or a sprain, do what you can do, but don't rush that at all, right? Don't rush any sort of injuries, not even the back thing I was just talking about. Just don't rush anything. Be smart, train hard, eat well, sleep well. That's really it, As long as you do those 4 things, you're going to be fine. You're going to progress in the gym, and you're going to have fun doing it. Like, what I might do now is I might switch up my training methods again. Today was a kind of a higher rep, more field day, and it felt great. It wasn't like a warm up 15 rep day or anything, It was a high intensity, somewhat heavy, but more like a squeeze and stretch day. So I might just incorporate that because I feel like that uses my muscles more. So we'll see what we want to do. But with that said, I'm out of here, and I'll catch y'all dudes next time. Thank you for watching.